thanks you for joining me in for another yoga session. What we're going to do today is start again with a scan of the body. It will be slightly different than the other two sessions. So you can have a play with that and see if you like it or not. Let me know so I can maybe make adjustments to it. Because the fact that I'm not here physically with you doesn't mean that I can't listen to your input. So send me a text, an email, a message through Messenger or Facebook. Let me know what your thoughts about the yoga classes are so I can adapt it. And if you have areas that you want to work on or that you're not quite sure of, just let me know so I can address that in one of my future sessions. All right, this class ideally is done the end of the afternoon, beginning of the evening, end of the evening, not early in the morning. And as soon as we are doing our scan, everything will make sense. All right, I would like you to start onto your back again. Make sure you're comfortable. The room should be nice and warm. Have some nice music on if you like to listen to it. If that's too much of a distraction for you, just make sure that the room is clear, or the space that you're in. So, because it's quite chilly here, I'm going to cover myself with a blanket. Palms are facing up towards the ceiling, your shoulders are rolled back, your arms are relaxed, your feet are relaxed. Now you can close your eyes or have a soft gaze towards the ceiling. Make sure that you check if you're comfortable first before we start a scan, so you don't have to readjust things. So if you need to make any adjustments in your blanket, maybe you like to have a pillow underneath your head, or maybe you want to adjust the lights in the room, change your music, this is the time to do it. Pause the video, reinstall yourself, and then turn the video back on. Okay, your eyes are closed, or you're going to have a soft gaze towards the ceiling. Do what feels comfortable for you. In our previous scans, we went through the whole body from top to bottom and addressing certain areas. What I want you to do now is just breathe, relax. Maybe your mind starts to race and you start to think, but that's okay. I want you to see if you feel anything specific in your body. So that might be an area that is slightly warmer or colder. See what comes up first. And see if that part of your body is talking to you, telling you, I am tight, I'm cold, I'm hot, I'm really relaxed, I really feel that I'm releasing down after a long day. But I just want you to have an overall sense of your whole body. So again, you're going from the top to the bottom, or from the bottom to the top, as long as you have an overall feeling in your body. So make sure your breath is nice and smooth. So it's not the idea that you change anything of an area that might pop up. Maybe nothing pops up, but that's fine too. So as soon as something came up, take that into your mind, take that into consideration. You don't need to change anything. I want you to find a word that would represent the feeling of your body right now. So I'm not the one who can tell you what kind of word that is. It might even be a color, a sense, anything will do. Now your body and your mind are connected. If you're worrying a lot, processes started to come into your body. Your heart rate will go up if you're worried. If you're anxious, your cortisol levels will go up, your heart rate will go up, your blood pressure will go up, which can cause all kinds of issues. So your mind is important as well. So I want you to think back from the moment that you started here and go through the day. I'll talk you through it. So you came in, you made the decision to start this yoga class, you went down onto the mat. Now before that, you might have had tea, dinner. How were your energy levels then? And then you go back in the afternoon. I'm not sure what the weather was like, if you had a busy day, if you had some news that you wanted to digest, or if something else happened. Just go from tea time to your afternoon tea time and just have a sense of how your energy levels were at that part of the day. And then from that afternoon tea time, that mid-afternoon, go back to your lunchtime. So that area between mid-afternoon to lunchtime, feel back what happened then and what it did with your energy levels. Did they go up, or was it something that drained you? And maybe you know why your bucket was filling up or going back down. So from your lunchtime, we're going back to mid-morning. That's maybe a time when you get out of bed, or maybe you already had quite a long morning before that. So it depends a bit, but go back from lunchtime to that mid-morning, around 10ish. I go up really early, so 10 is mid-morning for me. And go in that area, that time block, and sense your energy, how your energy was like that particular part of the day. How you felt. And then from that mid-morning, go right back to the moment that you get up. So you might have done an activity between that mid-morning and when you get up. You might not have done anything. You might have needed a slower waking up. Maybe, like I said before, you were sleeping until that mid-morning part. But have a look and have a feeling, if it applies to you, how your energy levels were then. So you go all the way back to the beginning of the day. So now that you had these little chunks of energy throughout the day, I want you to take the day as a whole. So from the moment you got up to the moment that you are right here. What were your energy levels like? See if you can find a word that covers that whole sense of energy levels, and see how that feels. See if there was a general feeling of, oh yeah, that made me feel more energized, that drained the energy out of me. And was it a good thing? Can be an exercise thing, or was it a bad thing? Was it people or news that drained me? Again, there is no judging here. It's just awareness of what happens to you throughout the day and what makes you feel that, what it does to you and how it makes you feel. Okay, now you are not just a body and energy levels, you got a mind to think, and you got emotions as well. So we're talking about emotions again. So this time we're going to start at the breakfast, and from the breakfast you have gone back through the day, and I want you to do now the opposite and go from your breakfast all the way to your here. So you got that mid-morning, mid-morning. So how did you feel emotionally? Were you happy? Were you sad? Were you angry? Were you anxious? And maybe you can think of a few things. Oh yeah, that made me feel happy. That made me feel anxious. That made me feel depressed or angry or relaxed. I really enjoyed this part. So from that mid-morning, you go to your lunchtime, and from your lunchtime, probably that made you really happy because you had a really nice lunch, hopefully with someone and that you like. And then from your lunch, you go to that mid-afternoon. From the mid-afternoon, you go to your dinner, your tea time, until here. So overall, you probably have a mixture and highlights of your emotions. Now, a highlight can be something that makes you feel, that stands out. So it might be something positive, it might be something less positive for you. So overall, when you feel how you were emotionally today. Think of a word that covers that whole bunch of feelings. And maybe it feels good to you to give it a number, you know, if scale out of 10, 0 would be really bad and a 10 would be the most perfect day in my life. Maybe that feels okay. Just give it a number. And maybe it feels okay now that you think back of it to apply to all the 3 different things. So if you do this more often, you might find a connection or a correlation between your body, your emotions, your energy levels, and that might indicate that you can make choices. Thinking of, oh, actually this drains my energy, I really don't need that right now, so I make a different choice and I choose to do something else because I know this gives me energy. My daughter has a happy jar, and everything something nice happens, she puts a little note in it, and that's her happy jar. So when she feels sad, she goes back to that jar and she gets those notes out, she reads them, and it's full of happy memories. But right now, in this time, she said, my jar is empty because I have nothing to look forward to. So I thought maybe we should rethink of the things that makes us happy. So it might be something little, the fact that you saw a bird, or it was a nice day, sunshine, or you try a new recipe and it didn't fail. It worked out pretty good. So I want you, if you have a happy jar, maybe just in your mind, see if you can find things that makes you feel good. So that's something that you can go back to when things aren't looking that nice another day. You don't have to. Maybe it's another tool in your toolbox. So now that you've gone through all these bits, we're coming back to the breath. So the breath can influence your nervous system. And again, I want you to go back into the parasympathetic nervous system that makes you a little bit calmer, relaxed, to recover and heal yourself a little bit more. Bringing down those cortisol levels so your body can start repairing itself. So I want you to observe your breath to see if your breath is all the way at the top, maybe in your rib cage and maybe in your belly button. If you don't have a congested nose, close your mouth and breathe through your nose. In and exhale through your nose. Nice full breaths, and see how that makes you feel. If you can this time, I want you to start counting your breath, your inhale and your exhale, just a few times to see if your inhalation, how long it is compared to your exhalation. What we're going to do next after those breaths is extend your exhale. So if your inhale was on the count of 4 and your exhale was on the count of 3 maybe, or 2, I want you to see if you can make your exhalations longer to match your inhale, but preferably to make it longer than your inhalations. Relaxing is done on your exhale. When you hold your breath, your shoulders start to creep up. People are sitting like this or standing like this with a lot of tension around the neck, you can't release. So when you exhale, down onto the floor, see if you can just find areas in your body that might have popped up, are a little bit tight or tense or cold or not fluid, or whatever word was there, it might have been there. And with every exhale that you do, just make your exhale nice and long and just go quickly through your body. Exhale, release, 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 release. So every exhale, you start at your head and exhale, head, shoulders, tummy, bum, knees, neck, calves, feet. So it's like a wave coming over your body that releases and relaxes. And makes you feel just a little bit more easing down. You shouldn't feel short of breath or out of breath. So find a rhythm that is sustainable for you. Have a nice inhale, and when you exhale, just go through the whole of your body and release, 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 release. If it doesn't work, frustrated. If you notice that your mind starts to race away, you start to think of other stuff, as soon as you realize it, it's okay. Just go again, go with it, wave from head to toe. Inhale, exhale, head to toe. Take it easy, don't judge yourself too much. Take it easy on yourself. I want you to do 2 more of these breaths. And then return to your normal breath. And I want you to have a nice full inhale. Stretch yourself out. And then roll over to your right hand side and come up to seated. Now I want you to find a comfortable seated position. So that might be cross-legged, it might be on your knees, it might be something else, as long as you sit up tall and have a neutral spine. So I like to sit on my blanket, or a pillow, or a bolster, or yoga blocks. So what we're going to do is work through the spine and loosen up through your fingers and hands. So what I want you to do first is cross your hands or interlace your fingers in front of you. And then you're going to push away, stretching through your hands. And then you bring your hands up over your head. Make yourself as tall as you can and reach towards the ceiling. But see if you're not coming up with your shoulders, keep your shoulders down. Then bring your fingers behind your back, interlace your fingers again, push your shoulders down and squeeze your shoulder blades together. Then release here, and then you're going to push away again. Bring your arms over your head, interlace your fingers behind your back, push your shoulders down, squeeze your shoulder blades together. So what we're going to do now is add a breath and a movement of the spine. So interlace your fingers again. Now push away and remember that cat and cow. Come into a cat pose. So when you look at my spine, I do this. So I round my back as much as I can. This is done on an exhale. And then you come up nice and tall. That's your inhale. Exhale, you bring your hands behind your back. And on your next inhale, squeeze your shoulder blades together. On your next exhale, push away. Inhale up. Exhale, hands behind your back, shoulders down. Inhale, squeeze your shoulder blades. See that I'm not moving my spine, I'm not coming up as high as I can, I just release. So this might be it for you. The idea is not that you lift up as high as you can, it's about squeezing those shoulder blades, stretching out through your chest and strengthening out through your back. Okay, last exhale. Okay. The next round that we're going to do is done with your fingers the opposite way. So you're going to interlace your fingers, see which thumb is at the top, and then you're going to bring your other thumb at the top. This will feel awkward because we are used to move in patterns. We have a preference. And I like to muck around with people's minds. So that's what you're going to do. So wrong way around. You're going to push away on your exhale. Come back up on your inhale. Hands behind your back, awkward way. So have a think. That's it. On your next inhale, squeeze your shoulder blades, lift up. Exhale, awkward way. Push away, exhale. Inhale up. Hands behind your back, exhale. If breathing and moving is too much, just do it nice and slow. Inhale up. Exhale, one more round. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale, last time. awkward way, exhale. Okay, good work. Next thing that we're going to do is a stretch of the tendons of your feet. So people who have issues with plantar fasciitis, they can use tennis balls to release those. This is a stretch for the toes and the soles of your feet. If it's too much, come back out or find a way to prop yourself up. So what you can do is make your blanket a little bit higher or add something to it. I am going to need another block. Even if you have a basketball or something in the house, that will work. So what I'm going to do is tucking my toes under and sit back down. This is not high enough for me. That's better. So it's a stretch of your toes and the bottom of your feet. Okay. Tall spine. Now if you notice that you start to tuck your tailbone under and lift the weight up, don't do it. Maybe it feels good to bring yourself up or lean back a little bit more. If it's too intense, come out of it and just stay here. And maybe it feels good to just do one leg at a time. So we're not going to stay in this position very long. Roll back your shoulders. Okay, we're coming out. So coming to a tabletop. Now, just to release some tension that you might have built up, place your toes on the floor and then just tap it out. Okay, we're going to do a few rounds of cat and cow. So when you inhale, you drop your belly button down, your gaze comes up, roll back your shoulders, open up through your chest here. When you exhale, you tuck your tailbone under. Push away the floor, gaze to your belly button. Inhale, gaze comes up. Exhale. So do this in your own rhythm and in your own time. Every time when you exhale, you push away, coming into a cat. Every time when you inhale, you roll back, belly button drops, cow. Now remember, keep doing this. If this doesn't feel okay for your wrist, place your wrists a little bit forward or to the side, and maybe it feels okay to bring your hands on a block so you can curve your fingers around a block. Do what feels good for you. So things that might have felt good previously might not feel good today, or the other way around. So don't just assume that you feel in a certain way. Try and adjust. Yoga is not about making the right movements. Yoga is about making movements that work for you that day. Okay. So what we're going to do next is strengthening a little bit through the back. So what I want you to do is come onto your belly button. So lay down first on the floor and bring your hips from left to right. Okay, this is a coordination thing, so it won't be an issue for any of you because I know all of you and you're stars about that, so you should be okay. But just to make sure that it is okay, we're going to start with lefts and rights. So think before you act what is left and what is right. Okay, what I want you to do is extend both of your arms out. Now your right hand comes up, your feet stay down, and your left hand stays down. So when you're inhaling, you lift up and you come back down. Inhale up, exhale back down. So this is not too bad, eh? Inhale up, exhale down, inhale up, exhale down. So I want you to engage through your abdominal muscles when you do it, and your back muscles should take the load. Now I want you to stay here Bring your hands onto your chin, and your chin on your hands. Now I want you to squeeze your bum and work through your hamstrings, the back of your thighs. You're going to lift through your legs, one leg at a time. So when you're inhaling, both of your hips should be pressing down. Exhale. Inhale, left leg is up. Exhale. Work with your range of motion. Make sure you're not stacking up your hips. You should not feel this in your lower back. Squeeze your bum, work through your glutes. So inhale, reach up. Exhale, lower back down. If working on the breath is too challenging, make the movements nice and slow. Squeeze and release. See if you find a difference between left and right. So this one will be your last one. Okay, what I want you to do now is just gently rock your hips from left to right. Okay, we got the lefts and the rights. What we're going to do now is extend one arm and one leg. But I want you to use opposite arm and opposite leg. Okay, so if you have a look, your right hand and your left leg will lift up first. Okay, so when you inhale, lift up. Exhale, come back down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, come back down. So alternate between left and right. So you might feel this in your abdominal muscles, you might feel this in your back muscles working, you might feel this in your hamstrings, in your glutes, in your shoulders. So one more time on each side. Again, bring your head on your hands and rock your hips gently from left to right. Nice full inhale. Inhale through the back. Now, what you can do is up to you next. What you can do next is up to you. That's under there. So what you can do is choose to do an alternating thing, or if it feels good for you, you can lift both hands and both legs up at the same time. So when you inhale, make sure you engage through your pelvic floor muscles and engage through your abdominal muscles. When you do this, and then you come back down. Now, if you feel this in your back, but you feel like you should be able to do it, slightly tuck your tailbone under. Really push your pelvis against in the floor and then lift up. That should take the load a little bit off your back. Might mean that you start to engage through your glutes a little bit more. So when you inhale, you come up. Exhale, come back down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, come back down. It's an engagement. Work with your range of motion. So maybe this is your lift. That's fine. Maybe after 2, so keep going. Maybe after 2 to 3 lifts, you feel actually both hands and legs are not working. I just do my hands one and then my legs. That's fine too. And maybe doing one at a time. So hand, leg, leg. That's fine too. You're still working, but you make it work for you. So wherever you are in this round, finished where you were at, and then place your chin onto your hands, rock your hips from left to right, relax your shoulders down. So we're coming into, we've done a lot of back bending, so we're coming into a forward bend to just counterpose that, and that will be a child's pose. The child's pose can be a child's pose of your preference. So gently come up. So what you can do is bring your toes together, knees out to the side, or you can keep your knees and your feet together. Bring your hips towards your heels, and then gently bring your hands either to the front or your hands next to your feet. Just choose an option that suits you. Wherever you are, make sure that you have nice full breaths into the back of your lungs, so you really expand to the back and the sides. If you have your toes together and your knees met width apart, then maybe it feels good to actually breathe through your belly, because it has all the room now to do so. Okay, gently come up. Have 2 or 3 breaths sitting down, and then come up to standing. Take it easy. So we're going to do 2 rounds of the sequence that we have been going through the last 2 times, and build up from there. So we're going to start in a mountain pose. Roll back your shoulders, relax your shoulders down. Close your eyes for a second. Feel where your center point of gravity is. If that's more to the right, or if that's more to the left, to the front, to the back. And maybe it feels good to just rock a little bit from front to back, from left to right. Make a little circle before you take your mountain pose again. Feel where your shoulders are now that you have your eyes closed. Feel if your hands are touching your thighs, and if they do, if it's the same on the left or the right. So maybe you notice a difference. Maybe your fingers are touching the front of your thighs a little bit more than the other side. So from here, we're coming into an inhale with your hands reaching out. And then your exhale, you slowly come forward into a forward fold. We're going to stay here for a few breaths. So you can hold on to opposite elbows, bend through your legs if your hamstrings are a little bit tight. So if it feels okay, just rock your upper body from left to right, and maybe it feels good to just do it with your head, and maybe it feels good to just stay here. Place your hands on your thighs, on your shins, roll back your shoulders, and hinge back up to standing. So we're going to do this again. Inhale up, wait until your heels, stick your bum out to the back, forward fold. Now this time place your hands on your shins, roll back your shoulders, nice tall spine, but your gaze stays down, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands are coming back down. We're going to do this again. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands are coming down. Remember that we started with lifting your knee up and placing it back. So the weight will be on your right. Your left leg lifts up, and then you're going to place it back into a high lunge. Now with your high lunge, remember some people might be able to actually push the heel down onto the floor. I don't have the flexibility, so my foot stays up. You should be able to see your big toe. Your knee should not collapse inwards, your knee shouldn't go over your toe. If this feels not right in your lower back, place your feet a little bit closer, or start to tuck your tailbone under. If you really start to arch your back, then you might feel a strain in your lower back. That's not what I want. So make sure you have a nice tall and neutral spine when you do this. Okay, step forward again. We're going straight into a lunge on the other side. So your weight will be on your left. You're going to step back with your right. See how that feels. Is there a difference between left and right? See if one way feels more fluid than the other one. Check your alignment. Can you see your big toe? How much can you press down on your back foot? Is your knee coming over your toe? Do you feel anything in your back? Is there a difference between left and right? Okay, come forward again. Now from that lunge, we were coming into a warrior two pose. So if you go into your lunge, wait until your right, left foot steps back. Make sure you turn your foot so your foot is parallel with the short end of the mat and your thigh is parallel to the long end of the mat. Now if you have any tightness in your groin area or if your knee doesn't like this, you might find that you struggle with it. So place your back foot forward a little bit. So you can have your heel, you draw a line in the arch of your back foot. If that's not working for you, narrow your stance or place your foot forward again so your heel might be in the same line as the other heel. Now for a warrior pose, what you want to do is extend your arms out, roll your shoulder blades down and squeeze them. Have a check in your front arm and your back hand, so you want them to be in one line. And from here, we're coming into stepping forward again. We're going to do that on the other side. Stay where you are. So lunge, right foot is coming back. Open up into the warrior two pose. Feel the difference. Do you feel any difference? Do you feel more or less balanced when you do it with this side? Okay, coming forward. So we're going to do this twice and then we're going to add the thing that we had last time. So when you're inhaling, both hands are coming up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway left. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands are coming down. Inhale, left leg lifts, right leg takes the weight. Okay, step back. On your next inhale, open up into your warrior two pose. And on your next exhale, step forward to the front of the mat. Stay where you are. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands down. On your next inhale, wait until your left, right foot left side. Step back, high lunge. On your next inhale, open up into a warrior two pose. And on your next exhale, step forward to the front of the mat. Have a look at me. So from that warrior two pose, we're coming into a side angle pose. Your right forearm comes onto your right thigh, your left hand comes underneath. And depending a bit on what your range of motion, this might be it. This might feel better or something in between. Just feel what you are. I'm hoping to get a little bit rotation through your upper body, your spine, your shoulders. If you feel that you're struggling, again, I don't want you to feel any strains, pains, pins and needles, slightly uncomfortable because you're stretching. I can live with that, but make it work for your body. All right, so side angle pose, and from a side angle pose, we're coming back into a warrior two, and then we were coming into a reverse warrior. So you're coming forward, hinge from your hips, pretend that someone's pulling on the front, your front hand, then you're flipping your front hand, and your back hand will slide down, reverse warrior. And from here, we were coming into a warrior two, and then coming to the front of the mat. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So a warrior two pose, and then you're going to, from here, your left forearm comes onto your left thigh, your right hand comes up underneath and up, side angle pose, and then from here, warrior two, so really use your muscles in your abdominals, in your core to come up. Then you're coming forward, flip your front hand, back hand slides down, reverse warrior. And from here, you're coming into a warrior two and stepping to the front of the mat. I'm getting warm here. Okay, so let's do the whole lot from the beginning. We're going to do this 2 times on each side, so you kind of get the hang of it. You can come back into things. So when you're inhaling, both hands are coming up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come up to standing. Exhale, hands are coming down. On your next inhale, wait until your right left foot steps back. Exhale, high lunge. Inhale, warrior two. Find your stance, check if your alignment is still okay. Then from here, we're coming into a side angle pose. So right hand down, left makes a nice big circle. Okay, side angle pose. From here, warrior two pose. From here, reverse warrior. So flip, come forward, flip your front hand, back hand slides down. Gaze can come down, or you can look up, or look into your armpit, whatever feels best for you. And then from here, warrior two pose, step forward to the front of the mat. Stay where you are. Inhale up, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands are down. On your next inhale, wait until your right foot lifts. Exhale, high lunge. Open up on your inhale to a warrior two pose. Check your alignment, does it feel okay? Then place your hand onto your thigh, nice big circle here, side angle pose. From here, warrior two pose. And from here, reverse warrior. So hinge forward, flip your front hand, back hand slides down. Reverse warrior. Back into a warrior two. And exhale to the front of the mat. We're going to do this sequence again. So inhale, hands are coming up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands are coming down. Inhale, wait until your left foot comes up. Exhale, high lunge. Inhale, warrior two pose. Check yourself, take a breath here. So on your next exhale, your hands are coming down. Inhale, nice full breath. On your next exhale, warrior two pose. Inhaling forward, exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, front of the mat. Inhale, hands are coming up. Exhale, warrior two. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands are down. Inhale, both hands are coming up. Exhale, hands are coming down. Inhale, right leg lifts. Wait until your left. High knee. Exhale, high lunge. Inhale, warrior two. Check your alignment, stay here for a breath. On your next exhale, coming down, inhale, nice. On your next exhale, warrior two. Inhaling forward, flip back, exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale, warrior two, exhale to the front of the mat. Take a breath here. Okay. So the pace is a little bit higher than we did last time. We're going to add a balance at the beginning of the sequence. So if the balance part is not you, just do a high knee, stay where you are, or have a play to see which part you can do tonight. And again, this might be different than it is next time or previous time. So instead of bringing our knee up and then straight into a high lunge, we're going to do an arrowhead. So you're going to start with a high knee, and then you're going to bring your leg through center, squeeze your bum, nice tall, and now you're going to hinge from your hips. So this is your pivot point. You need to engage through your glutes and your hamstrings. Roll back your shoulders. Have that neutral spine. So what I want you to do, you can bend slightly through this leg. You will find that if it's slightly bent, it can take a little bit of the wobble that will help you with your balance. If you keep this leg as sturdy as you can, then the balance will be a lot harder. So you can decide which one you want to do. So the weight will be on your right, and you're going to kick back. Now this is an arrowhead with your hands back. This is an arrowhead with your hands back. But do you see that I have that tall spine? So I'm not doing this, and I'm not doing that. You actually have to pivot like this. So everything should be engaged. Your pelvic floor, your abdominal muscles, roll back your shoulders so you have the tiny squeeze between your shoulder blades, glutes and hamstrings. It's a really good glute exercise. So high knee, arrowhead, squeeze your shoulder blades, hands next to you. So you can choose, if it's not you, you can just tap here, that's an arrowhead. You can hold on to a wall or chair or table, preferably probably not your partner, because if they struggle with balance it might get a little bit messy. You can always give it a try, but don't hold me accountable for it, please. Okay, so we're going to do this one more time with the weight into your right. Left leg lifts up, high knee. Then find your arrowhead for now. So this is me today. And then you're coming into your high knee. Now, if your balance is okay, you can come straight up through a high knee. If it feels better to just tap down, tap here, and then lift it up, that's okay too. Again, make it work for you. So we have done the left side quite a bit. We're moving on to our right hand side. So the weight will be on your left, your right leg lifts up into a high knee. Have that engagement, find it here. If you're not quite sure if your spine is nice and tall, you can use a mirror, or a little trick is to have that hand on the curve of your lower back. As soon as you start to tuck your tailbone under, when that movement starts, you will have the feedback from your hand, but you can only do that if you got the range of motion through your shoulder. So if you're struggling to do this and then moving, don't do it. So your right leg lifts, and then you're coming into the arrowhead on the other side. So make sure you square off your hips, you're squeezing your bum, roll back your shoulders. Okay, come forward, have your foot on the ground or come straight through center into a high knee, and then into that arrowhead again. So you can tap your feet on the ground again, find your balance. If coming with your hands back is too much, you can choose to spread your arms out. That makes things slightly easier. And then come back to standing. Now it helps at cleaning the streets. So it helps if you keep your gaze at one point at the carpet when you move your whole body forward and back to standing. Again, see what feels best. Every time we go through this, the option is yours to change things around, to have the same gaze or something else. Okay, we're going to add this bit in front of everything else. But we're going to do it after going into a forward fold. That's what we start with. So when you're inhaling, both hands are coming up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hands are coming down. Now on your next inhale, weight will be on your right. Your left leg lifts. Roll back your shoulders, come through center. Arrowhead. On your next inhale, come into that high knee. And now exhale, come back into that high lunge. Perfect, well done. Open up into that warrior two pose. Find your alignment here, and then your right hand on right arm on right thigh, side angle pose. And then coming to a warrior two pose again. Lean forward, flip your front hand, back hand slides down, reverse warrior. On your next inhale, warrior two, and on your next exhale, step forward to the front of the mat. On your next inhale, hands are coming up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands are coming down. Wait until your left, right leg lifts up. Inhale, high knee. Exhale, arrowhead. Stay here for a breath. Squeeze your bum, roll back your shoulders. On your next inhale, hands are coming, knee comes up. Hands can come up, can stay down, can be in your waist, can be to the side. And on your next exhale, high lunge. On your next inhale, warrior two pose. Exhale, hand onto your thighs, and then come up into a side angle pose. On your next exhale, warrior two pose. And on your next inhale, come forward, flip your front hand, back hand slides down. Reverse warrior. Use your abdominal muscles. Warrior two pose and step to the front of the mat. So we're going to do this again. Inhale, hands up, shoulders down. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands are coming down. Weight into your right, left leg lifts up. High knee. Exhale, arrowhead. On your next inhale, high knee. Exhale, high lunge. Stay here for a breath. And on your next inhale, warrior two pose. On your next exhale, forearm and thigh, inhale, reach underneath, up and over, side angle pose. Use your abdominal muscles and come into a warrior two. So from here into a reverse warrior, inhaling forward, flip your hand, exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale, warrior two, and on your next exhale, step to the front of the mat. Stay where you are. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, hands are coming down, weight into your left, right leg lifts up. Inhale, high knee. Exhale, arrowhead. Stay here for a breath. On your next inhale, high knee. Exhale, high lunge. Stay here for a breath. On your next inhale, open up into your warrior two pose. On your next exhale, left hand on left thigh. Inhale, big circle. Open up your chest. On your next exhale, warrior two pose. And on your next inhale, reach forward, flip your front hand, exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale and exhale. Going to do this one more time. Inhale, hands are up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands are down. Weight into your right, left leg lifts up. Inhale. Exhale, arrowhead. Stay here. And on your next inhale, high knee. Exhale, high lunge. Stay here for a breath. If the pace is too quick, slow down. You'll catch up in the end. On your next inhale, warrior two pose. On your next exhale, right hand on right thigh. Inhale, nice big circle. On your next exhale, use your abdominal muscles. Warrior two pose. Now remember, on your next inhale, tighten everything up. Hinge forward from your hips. Have that squeeze in your shoulder blades. Flip your front hand. Exhale. Reverse warrior. Inhale. Warrior two. And exhale, step to the front of the mat. Stay here, other way around. Last time. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands are down. On your next inhale, weight into your left. Right leg lifts up, high knee. Inhale. Exhale, arrowhead. Stay here. Roll back your shoulders just forward. On your next inhale, high knee. On your next exhale, high lunge. On your next inhale, bring your foot down. Warrior two pose. And make any adjustments here. Okay, your left arm onto your left thigh. Exhale here. Inhale, come up. And on your next exhale, squeeze your muscles of your core together. Come into that warrior two pose. On your next inhale, hinge forward, reach forward, flip your front hand. Exhale, reverse warrior. On your next inhale, warrior two, and exhale, come forward to the front of the mat. Okay, we're going to start our stretches. You're doing awesome. Good job. Okay, by standing and leaning, those are your glutes. We've done a little bit through the hamstrings, so we're going to start stretching with your hamstrings. What I'll do is I'll grab a belt. So you can use a belt or a yoga strap to do this. Because I want you to do a stretch this time of your hamstrings without interlacing your fingers behind your knees. I will be giving you different types of stretches, and then next time when I say to you do a hamstring stretch, you pick the one that you feel is best. So what I want you to do is bring that belt, yoga strap, elastic band, whatever you got, in the arch of your foot. Your left foot is bent. So I want you to feel here a stretch in your hamstrings, the back of your thighs. Now if you feel this in your knee or in your calf, it might mean that your calves are too tight. So you can adjust that by pointing your toes towards the ceiling. Now if you're afraid that that belt is going to slip away, what you can do is, I'll show it to you first. So you can cross that belt around your Achilles tendon, tighten it up, and then come up. So that will take away the pressure, the stretch of your calf muscles, and allows your foot to point forwards a little bit more. So what you want to do is not coming into it as much as you can. You want to extend your leg out and then slowly draw it towards you until you feel a stretch in the belly of your hamstrings. If you, after 2 to 3 breaths, that stretch should ease off. What you can do is extend this leg out. Now that will increase the stretch of your hamstrings. So it might mean that you need to lower it down a little bit more. Again, release is done on the exhale. So every time you exhale, see if you can come a little bit more. Stay there, 2 to 3 breaths. Remember what I talked about in the beginning. Release is done on the exhale. So every time you exhale, go to the tight spot and see if it's free to release a little bit. So if you notice that you start to hunch your shoulders up, start to clench your teeth, your tongue starts to push against the roof of your mouth, those are signs that you are in the stretch too much. So ease off. And maybe there's no range of motion, and that's fine too, because that's today. So I want you to release here. Place your left foot on the ground. Place your right foot on the ground. Keep your right foot on the ground. Place the belt in the arch of your left foot. Extend your leg out. Now don't assume that left and right are the same, because there might be a difference. It might be a small, might be a big difference between your muscles, your left and your right. So you might think, oh, I didn't feel that at all in my calf, and now I do. Remember what I taught you, cross it behind your Achilles tendons and then push it towards you. So from here, breathe after 2 to 3 breaths. If the stretch is easing, or if you're not feeling any stretch at all, extend your right leg out to the floor. Keep that leg nice and released. And then maybe from here it feels okay to just extend your stretch a little bit. If the stretch is too intense, again, just lower down. Keep your shoulders relaxed on the floor. Slowly come out of the stretch. So a stretch of the glutes can be done in different ways. So we have a supine figure 4. That's this one. And this one, that's the one that we've done previously. If you get any issues with your knee, what you can do is keep your leg extended out and just pull your leg across until you feel a stretch on the outside of the right hip. So you can try either or, which one feels best for you today. But make sure when you feel the stretch, that you do feel the stretch, intensity-wise, in a scale from 0 to 10, just on a 3. And with every breath that you do, just see if you can ease into the stretch. So every time when you exhale, see if you feel, if it feels okay to actually pull, if you're in that supine figure 4, to pull your leg towards you or to push your leg across your body. Extend your right leg out. Swap over to the other side. So if you're in a supine figure 4, do it on the other side. If you have chosen to do it what I am doing today, just bring your leg up, extend your arm out to the side and pull your knee across your body. So again, there might be a big difference, might be a small difference between left and right. Every time when you exhale, make sure your shoulders are down, your jaw is relaxed. See if you can ease the stretch into that left-hand side of your hip. So I want you to have a little stretch on the chest area. So I would like you to roll up your blanket or grab 2 blocks or your pillow or bolster if you got one. Now I want you to place it between your shoulder blades. I'll show it to you. Like this. My head is supported, but my shoulder blades are actually squeezing in around it. I'm going to extend my arms out. My head is supported. If this is too short, see if you can bring another pillow. If it does feel okay, you might choose actually to lower yourself, bring yourself up and lower your head down. So that will increase the stretch here. If it's uncomfortable, if it's not nice, come back up again. So you can choose to keep your feet on the ground, or you can choose to bring the soles of your feet together and let your knees fall out to the side. So this should feel like a nice stretch. Now, if you're not experiencing a lot of a stretch, or if you want to explore the stretch, what you can choose to do is actually bring your arms into what's called a cactus shape. So instead of having your arms like this, you can choose to bring them up like this. That will change the area of the stretch. As you can see, I was able to have my hands on the ground like this, but as soon as I change it into a pec major, so that's your big chest muscle stretch like this, I'm not able to come onto the ground. But that's all right. So again, no straining feeling. If this is too much, just extend your arms out. And maybe it feels okay to bring your arms a little bit higher and then release and relax again. So that will bring the stretch maybe a little bit more into your shoulder, or a little bit more into your armpit. Even that's your pec minor, if you bring your arms into a Y shape and then lower back down. But just have a little go. Do what feels best. See if you can feel a difference between left and right. And maybe it feels good to just stay where you are. You can close your eyes or have a soft gaze towards the ceiling. So if you have your feet together, if it starts to get uncomfortable, you can either choose to prop your legs up, so they are a little bit supported, will get a little bit less intense on the inner thighs, or you can extend your legs out. Okay, I want you to bring your feet up, roll away from the bolster or block, whatever you had between your shoulder blades, and come back to where you were, exactly the same position, arms extended out, and then feel the difference. If there is any, there might not be a difference at all. So stay here for 2 to 3 breaths, and then if you're nice and warm and you start to cool down, make sure you start putting your socks back on. Add another layer, grab your blanket, cover yourself. We're coming into our last pose of today, and that's Shavasana. So extend your legs out, extend your arms out next to your hips, palms facing up, just like we started class. Make sure you're warm. Try to move as little as possible when we go through this. Close your mouth in and exhale through your nose. So on your next exhale, I would like you to release both legs down onto the floor. So with every exhale that you do, you feel that the tension is just flowing out of your legs. They start to feel effortless, really light, or maybe really heavy because you feel them drawn into the earth. All the tensions in the muscles are gone. Easing down, releasing, relaxing. Just like the wave we did at the beginning, just ease down, feel the relaxation go through your legs. Feel gravity pulling on those legs, they're nice and released. Next exhale, release through your back. So your shoulder blades are pushing down onto the floor. Your whole spine, the back, is supported by the ground. Feel that drawn into the earth by gravity. Released and relaxed. Nice full exhale. Think of that wave again. That wave is coming over the front of your trunk. So with every exhale that you do, your trunk, your chest, your rib cage, your belly, the front of your hips, and then again your legs, are just effortless, releasing, relaxing. With every exhale that you do, you feel that relaxation is sinking in on a deeper level. Nice, easy. Feel how your body is softening up. On your next exhale, release both of your arms and your hands and your fingers down on the ground. Start with your shoulder. Exhale all the tension out and release that right arm down. On your next exhale, do the same for the left. So your shoulders sit released, arm, palm, hand and fingers. Think of another wave coming over that will release this, that will release your whole body. So your arms are down onto the ground, supported by the mat, nice and easy. Your next exhale again, trunk, hips, legs down. Soften your body. Let your head be heavy on the mat. Now your next exhale. Relax the muscles of your face, unclench your teeth, soften your eyes. Let your tongue come away from the roof of your mouth. Release the muscles of your face. Think of a next wave coming over you. Relax your head, shoulders, legs, feet. Soften down on the mat. Feel how gravity is pulling you down. And slowly start to wake up your body again. Just wiggle with your toes, your hands, your fingers. Now your next inhale, bring your arms over your head. Give yourself a big stretch like you would do in the morning. Keep your eyes closed and roll over to your right hand side. Stay here, make sure you're nice and comfortable. Keep your breath nice and easy. Have a quick feeling. You had a word or something for your body when you started class. Do that again. You had a word for your energy levels. Do that again. And you had a word for your emotions. Do that again. Now come back up to seated in a position that is comfortable for you. I would like you to think, or maybe say it out loud, something that you're grateful for, or something that makes you smile. Okay, that was it for today. I hope you have a good night's sleep, and I hope to see you again pretty soon. Have a good day.